You ready?
Shit, man. Ow!
Fresher Fiasco. This one gonna be a goodie. This is actually gonna be like a long one because I got some explaining to. I got to let y'all know what is going on, what is going down. Fresher Fiasco. J.Cole distanced himself from Nas over allegedly abusing Khalees, but he accepts Triple X in his time of alleged abuse. So Fresher Fiasco. So let me explain to you guys what I'm talking about. There was an interview with J. Cole, and J. Cole said this about Nas. It feels weird because I fuck with Nas, but I just have to be honest. I came up saying too much fucked up shit for that to be acceptable. I don't care who it is. I don't fuck with people abusing women, and I don't fuck with people not taking care of their kids. Boom. About Triple X, he said, when I found out about the abuse allegations against him, my first response was, man, I hope maybe one day I'll get a chance to talk to this young kid and figure out if there's any place that I can help. Because anybody who would do shit like he did, hurt people. I've walked through prisons and I talked to these dudes who got life. They took someone's life at 16, 17 years old. You haven't had a chance to process your trauma at that age. I'm going to be sympathetic to a kid who has clearly been through so much fucked up shit that he inflicted this on someone else. Fresher Fiasco.
I mean, it's fresh, man. I mean, the comparison to the two scenarios was right there within the explanation as to what he said about X. He said somebody that young hasn't had the time to think out their life or process what they've been through or those traumatic experiences. Nas like 57. You ain't got it right now, nigga. Like, what the fuck? Like, and I look up to you. Like, he's made it known that Nas is his idol. So when he heard that, he probably expected more from him in that sense. So it probably upset him hearing that about Nas as opposed to a young kid like X who seemed to be troubled by things that he's experienced, and Cole probably saw, you know what I'm saying, the vulnerableness in that kid, and you know what I'm saying, want to be a lending hand, but you can't be no lending hand to a nigga that's 57 out here hitting women.
I think he's a hypocrite. Well, because Nas isn't 57, he just turned 45, I think,
some shit like
and that. He was with Khalees 10 years. Like, their son is 8. So, and he was married to Khalees. So about just probably like 15, 16 years ago. So now we're talking about a 30-something-year-old Nas, which doesn't make it right. I'm just saying he's not 57 beating on women. But if you got that awareness for a young man such as a Triple X, why can't you just say, damn, let me hit Nas up to see what's going on? Maybe he's going through something. Maybe he's being abused at home. Like there's so many stories that tell you Khalees was just as violent as he was. Does not make it right. But if somebody is your idol, so let's say, can you be an idol to your idol? Can you be a mentor to your mentor? So if your mentor does something that if your mentor goes against the grain, do you then say, well, you're not my mentor no more? Or do you say, hey, let me reach out to you to see if you need me?
You can do that to anybody that you're close enough to have a relationship with, to know who they actually are. You know what I'm saying? And you hear somebody doing weird shit that you fuck with, it's going to, you don't want to look at them different, you know what I'm saying, depending on what it is. So in order to do that, you'll reach out and try to have a conversation about it. But if whatever you're hearing about this person that you look up to is so far-fetched, let's say he saw his mom abused when he was growing up, you know what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying, but both of them are allegedly abused women. So if you saw your mom get abused, how can you look at Triple X and say, I understand, and then say, Nas, well, because you're 40-something years old, I'm just not going to fuck with you. Abuse is abuse.
It's a different perspective. Yeah, abuse is abuse, but I guess you look at it differently from a situation from a kid who outrightly seems troubled as opposed to an older guy who you looked up to and considered somebody that you wanted to be like.
Okay, I mean, we all need help. I guess that's my thing. Like, Nas might need somebody to talk to, too. That's what I'm saying. It's like, don't think that because I'm a certain age that I don't need somebody to talk to.
Right, but
they might be lying.
Right, but I think it's more of that adult to be more aware to look at your habits and say, yo, I think I might need somebody to talk to.
I feel you. But when
I think it's just like stuff like that comes with, it's supposed to come with age, where you just be self-aware about certain things in regards to yourself, as opposed to being a 17, 16-year-old kid where certain things may not be as clear to you because, you know what I'm saying, you haven't experienced life enough to actually be able to process what your mind is taking you through, or some of the shit that you're witnessing or you've seen within your environment.
I'm gonna go Fiasco, man, because if you help one, help all. It shouldn't matter the age. You know what I'm saying? Like that's to me. You just saying, well, because you're 40, you should know better.
Come at me, I'm a man. I'm 40.